Read the Fiat standard and don't sell your Bitcoin. Those are my two takeaways from Saifedean Ammous, author of the Bitcoin and Fiat Standard. We are here on the Marathon Desk, hosted by Bitcoin Magazine, live at the Bitcoin Conference in Miami. I'm Natalie Brunell. This is Dave Portnoy, Ben Askren, Alex McShane. What an amazing speech. I mentioned earlier, this guy got me into Bitcoin, converted me to Bitcoin. Now I have a career in Bitcoin. Dave, what did you think of his talk?
It was interesting. I mean, all the Bitcoin is very pro-Bitcoin, and I'll have to read the book. I haven't read the book.
You haven't read Bitcoin or Fiat?
You guys, I will say it's the first time you guys clapped after a presentation.
Yeah. Well, I will say someone tried to come up and shitcoin Dave, and he didn't allow it. So he's becoming more of a Bitcoin maxi.
Not only did he try to shitcoin me, it was a shitcoin that has cost me 40 grand.
That's
so
right.
It wasn't just any shitcoin. It was my shitcoin.
He's not lying. I saw his account. It's gone down heavily from a certain altcoin I won't mention.
What's 40 grand to 2 grand?
As Saifedean would say, those are high time preference investments, right? He told us, he told us with the Bitcoin standard, we got to get away from these. Taught us about low time preference money. In the Fiat standard, he's introducing low time preference lifestyles, right? Yeah. Got to get your health right. Got to get your facts right. Got to invest time in yourself.
I think the most important thing that he said, and Natalie, you said it was Jason Lowry, but the actual cost of war.
Kinetic war.
Kinetic war. Where they could just print money. They could do as much war as they want. Yeah. Not like hundreds of years ago when they had to print bonds to fund wars, and then people were like, wait, what's this shit I'm paying for? I don't want to go to Afghanistan or wherever.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's not pay for it. How about that?
He dropped some scary statistics on us, right? Like 169 million people killed under Fiat. All of these leaders like Hitler that were empowered by Fiat and corruption. And then he pointed out also 14% inflation. It's not the CPI like they tell us, right?
Yeah, and
CPI
I think
is a lie.
I think CPI is a lie. I think the takeaway there is also just these Fiat governments have been so pervasive that none of us even knew growing up that we had an option, right? Mm-hmm. Fiat means by decree. This money has been forced upon us. You see what it does. And in response, we're taking Bitcoin and we're going to have a user-activated soft fork of the legacy financial system.
Yeah, and
that's what I like. You know, he points out the fact that we're coerced into fiat, whereas Bitcoin, we can like opt out onto this life raft pretty much, because you're right. Most people save in cash. My family, immigrant background, like they fled communism. They only ever saved in cash, and they have suffered because of it. They lost everything in the financial crash because they didn't know how to, outgame the system, and the system's so broken. And he points out how, Bitcoin through sound, hard money can hopefully fix that. But how many of you knew what hard, sound money was before you learned about Bitcoin?
Not me.
Yeah, well, that's why that stat. It's like Bitcoin's only been around for so long. So every war was financed on, fiat.
Yeah, and you were mentioning, I mean, as your business grew, right, you had to figure out places to put your money so that you could see the value in the future, right?
100%. You want to be safe. I mean, I have Bitcoin. I have normal money. I have real estate. So at this point, I mean, I don't know. You guys may be all Bitcoin. I wouldn't recommend that either.
I mean, what are you guys looking forward to the rest of the conference? I know this is your first. This is probably how many for you guys?
This is my first also. I wanted to come last year. I didn't make it. I want Jack Mallers. Jack Mallers better announce something freaking good.
We're looking at you for Apple.
Shout out Parabolic Guy, too scared to come, I heard.
Parabolic Guy was too scared to show up.
Yeah, sad.
Jack may or may not have previewed a little bit of his big announcement on my podcast, and it's awesome. He, by the way,
what is it, Natalie? Give us the juice.
I can't say. You're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to watch the Marathon Desk. By the way, subscribe to this channel, like this video so other people see it. Join us in Miami next year. Why are you sitting at home? There's like a huge crowd behind these cameras. It's amazing. And thanks so much for watching, by the way. I've been joined by Dave Portnoy, Ben Askren, Alex McShane, and we're going to take an intermission, but we're going to go to the Bitcoin mining stage. So check that out, and we'll be back here on the Marathon Live Desk in an hour. So come back. So many Bitcoin topics, so many cool people, way cooler than me, and we'll be back.